Media representation, it affects everyone in different ways. For some, it's easy to find TV characters or movie characters who look like you or share similar experiences as you. But for some, it's a little harder to find, especially when focusing on racial identity. Our KSAT producer, Alexis Page, spoke with two local aspiring filmmakers about why representation matters.
Representation can be defined as a display of an artistic likeness or image.
As I got older, a lot of those roles were for white people, or just like, they were never for Latinos specifically, or there just wasn't a lot of variety.
Esmerelda Hernandez is a local aspiring filmmaker. She noticed early on representation for her Hispanic culture sometimes is lacking.
Growing up, at least, there wasn't a lot that I saw myself or my community represented in. I feel like the show I watched all the time, because it gave me some sense of validation, was like the George Lopez show.
A similar sentiment another local aspiring filmmaker, Kristin Quintanilla, agrees with. Especially with her biracial background, she's half Hispanic and half white.
People need to be seeing people that look like them in media. And they need to know that they also have that same voice.
Another problem when it comes to representation, when there is so few examples, you end up being the spokesperson for your race. Adrian Sebro, assistant professor of media studies at UT Austin, explains how this affected Black-led TV shows in the 70s.
They had the unasked for burden of the race, right? They're not money that they don't want, because it's a tough burden. It's like no one wants to be the spokesperson for the entirety of a race.
So why is it important to have proper representation?
It just validates your experience of being a human and being able to morph into these characters, whether you're a person of color or not.
Ana Bendanya, a communication studies professor at St. Mary's University, says the solution is letting those who are underrepresented tell their stories.
Minorities of any label should have a responsibility to put their stories out there. Like, let us hear it, like say it loud.
Something both Esmerelda and Kristin hope to do in the future.
So for me, I feel like it hasn't been as much of an issue, but for other groups, it definitely has been. But I want to give people the platform so that they can share their stories.
And to see the spotlight shine positively rather than negatively on people like that are always misrepresented in some way.
Alexis Page, KSAT 12 News.